नमस्कार. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ॐ. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः. गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी. विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा. कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. श्रीकृष्णः परमात्मने नमः. ओम्. अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः. श्रीभगवानुवाच इमं विवस्वते योगं प्रोक्तवानहमव्ययम्. विवस्वान्मनवे प्राह मनुरिक्ष्वाकवे ब्रवीत्. एवं परम्परा प्राप्तमिमं राजर्षयो विदुः. सकाले नेह महता योगो नष्टः परन्तप. स एवायं मया तेद्य योगः प्रोक्तः पुरातनः. भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति रहस्यं ह्येतदुत्तमम्. अर्जुन उवाच अपरं भवतो जन्म परं जन्म विवस्वतः. कथमेतद्विजानीयां त्वमादौ प्रोक्तवानिति. श्रीभगवानुवाच बहूनि मे व्यतीतानि जन्मानि तव चार्जुन. तान्यहं वेद सर्वाणि न त्वं वेत्थ परन्तप. अजोऽपि सन्नव्ययात्मा भूतानामीश्वरोऽपि सन्. प्रकृतिं स्वामधिष्ठाय सम्भवाम्यात्ममायया. यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत. अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम्. धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यं एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः. त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति सोऽर्जुन. वीतरागभयक्रोधमन्मया मामुपाश्रिताः. बहवो ज्ञानतपसा पूता मद्भावमागताः. ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्. मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः. काङ्क्षन्तः कर्मणां सिद्धिं यजन्त इह देवताः. क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा. चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागशः. तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्. न मां कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्मफले स्पृहः. इति माय्योऽभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते. एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः. कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतम्. In the past two classes, we have been seeing Varnashrama Vyavastha. And without Varnashrama Vyavastha, this complete Sanatana Dharma, the complete system cannot follow, because you need an infrastructure to run a system. And this system itself, the infrastructure itself, is Varnashrama. So we saw till now what is ashrama, and in ashrama, 4 ashramas, very clearly what is the purpose. How do you know that it is time to leave the ashrama? Only when you enter with a purpose, you understand when the purpose is fulfilled, it is time to go, leave and move out. Okay, like that, this ashrama system was made for individual development within the family. Okay, within the family, the individual development. Then you have the Varna system. The Varna system is not the caste system. It is everyone has a responsibility to the society with whatever ability they can participate and contribute to the society. And in that contribution, society benefits and they benefit and they grow spiritually. So Varna system related to home, ashrama system related to the house, Varna system related to the society. So keeping the individual, his connection with the very immediate close, which is the house, where more of self-development will happen, and that same individual contributing to the society, by which there will be a growth in that person and the society will benefit. That's how this complete system of Varna and Ashrama, which is a win-win system for everyone, for each person to achieve the growth. No one becomes overpowered, no one is left out, and that's how a good system was developed. And considering that system only, all the karmas, everything used to be on that, based on that system. If the system was not there, none of these karmas, including sannyasa, ashrama has no meaning, right? Because sannyasa ashrama is a part of that. So it does not exclude anyone. It ensures that every person with a will, a human being, is considered into that system, that they can develop themselves and they can also contribute to the society. So we had seen in the Varna system, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. This Chaturvarnyam, as I said, is not something where it is related to comparing people. It is complementing each other. Every person is important, and only when all the fingers come together, the fist has got a lot of strength. So it is complementing each other, and each person has their own strength, and when all the strength come together, it ensures an overall growth of the society. And if that society grows, the individual surely will grow. Because without individual's contribution, society cannot grow. Okay, if society is growing, but natural, the individual has to grow. There cannot be anyone coming outside from the society and then making the society to grow. It is impossible. Even if we are into a time which someone from outside comes and rules us, unless we change, unless we do it, that system cannot get implemented. We are all the bricks. Without the bricks, there won't be a construction which is possible. So anything, whether good, bad, we have to take that ownership of the society at large. Okay. Now, at the same time, in this system, you can't say we were born with such a situation, what do we do? If you would have been born 1,000 years back, then this discussion would not have been there. No, that time some other discussion would have been there. Okay, but the fact is, even if you are born in a particular society, you have responsibility toward the society, and you can use that for your own personal growth. If we consider this, guna karma vibhagashaha is clearly mentioned. So this particular varna has to be looked from two aspects, guna aspect and karma aspect. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. This is what is the sentence where we started all this. But focusing on this sentence, that means the guna of individual can be used as a contributory or a benefit to the society if that person does that karma. I have a guna, I don't do the karma, no use. I don't have the guna, I do a particular karma, still no use. Are we able to get that? Only when that guna and karma comes together, I am a good cook and I should cook, then tasty food will come. I am a good cook, but I don't like cooking, it will not work. I like cooking, but I am not a good cook, still it will not work. So I need to be a good cook, I need to contribute, then the benefit comes to you as well as the society. So selfishly, for one's own growth, contribute to the society with your strength. Okay. Now, how do you understand your own strength? This is where we have to be very specific, because it is not very easy to understand one's strength. And it keeps changing with time. Priorities keep changing, strengths keep changing little. But then there is a basic fabric you are made out of. That will not change. Okay. Now when you say that will not change so far as you are not looking at it. Once you put effort, once you have understood what you are and you put an effort to move, even that will change. I will make this clear. If it is not clear, I will make it clear. First of all, when we say guna, a very clear yardstick which comes to us, or a measuring ability, is Trigunatmika Maya, Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunatmika Maya. So if our mind and our body is made up of that, we should also be Trigunatmika. Sattva, Rajaha, Tamaha. We know what is Sattva, we know what is Rajas, we know what is Tamas. Okay. So, how can we define the Varna system using these three axes? How can we define the Varna system using these three axes? Okay. First of all, we need to know all the three gunas will be there in everyone. The proportions will be different. It is very impossible to say that one has got only Sattva guna, no Rajas and Tamas. That means the person doesn't sleep, the person doesn't walk. It doesn't happen that way. So there is a predominant guna and there is a subservient, or generally a low of other guna, which we say, which is predominantly visible, looks like his liking is for this. Means what? That is a predominant one. And there could be others which are supportive or subservient. Now let us take an example of two extremes. We have to have certain nomenclature so that every one of us understand and write the same thing. Three gunas, S, R and T. If you write capital S, it is a predominant guna. If you write small s, it is a secondary or subservient sattva guna. If you write capital R, then it is predominantly Rajoguna, means more than 50-70% you will see Rajoguna. And if you write small r, it will be subservient, थोड़ा लो कभी कभार आ जाता है. Same way, capital T tamoguna, small t is secondary in nature. Okay. So we will use these three to define each of the person in the guna. So how did we define Brahmana? Yajanam, Yajanam, Danam, Pratigrahanam, Adhyayanam, Adhyapanam. 6 karmas, very clearly related to knowledge, related to growth, related to supporting others to grow, not very selfish. Correct? So when you see a character like this, S will be capital. Okay. R will be small and T will be small. So capital S, small r, small t is a Brahmana, typical Brahmana type of a nature. Now don't go by a person who is born Brahmin and all, that is not the point we are saying. Any person who has predominantly this nature is a Brahmana. Guna Brahmana. Are we able to understand? A Guna Brahmana. So capital S, small r, small t. Is it clear? Now we'll go to the other end of this, other extreme. Small s, small r, capital T. Tamoguna pradhana, little rajoguna, little sattvaguna. Is it clear? Who is that person? A Shudra. Typically a Shudra is Tamoguna pradhana, less rajoguna, less sattvaguna. Why do we say so? Because he is not participating, or he may not have the eligibility or may not have the capability to participate in S type of a activity and contribute to the society. Same way he cannot participate in contributing R type. So what happens? He is more of a follower. Whatever you say, he will do. That means he will maintain a status quo, and maintaining status quo is tamoguna. Right? Unless the person changes a little of his nature to grow a little more R, he will continue to be in small s, small r, capital T. Whatever you say, the person says, चलता है, ठीक है, ये करके क्या मिलने वाला है, ठीक है. If you say so, I will do something. But I am not interested in any of these things. I know it will not work. Means what? Tamoguna nature. Okay. Now comes the question of the other two. So we know the two extremes are clear. Brahmana is clear and Shudra is clear. Now we have Kshatriya and Vaishya. What is the nature of Kshatriya? Whenever there is some result, he needs to be surely one of the key beneficiaries. And then, if there is remaining, he may choose to distribute to others also. Are we getting it? Now, how does he get result unless he puts effort? Correct? मैं कमाया, मेरा बंगला गाड़ी सब होने के बाद अगर थोड़ा कुछ बचा तो दान धर्म भी कर दूंगा. Are you able to get? So I will put effort, more of kamya karma, I will get the benefit, I should be the primary enjoyer, and if there is more to distribute, I have no problems to distribute. Okay, so he comes with the typical nature of small t because he puts effort. Correct? Or rather, I would say small s, capital R, capital T. Small s, capital R, capital T. Rajoguna, Tamoguna Pradhana, less of Sattva-guna Pradhana, is a Vaishya. Are we able to get this? That means R, he will put effort. दूसरे लोग को नहीं मिला तो भी चलेगा लेकिन मुझे मिलना चाहिए. That is predominantly a capital T. Small s is very clear with him. There is no doubt about it. Is it clear? Now come to a Kshatriya. What is the nature of Kshatriya? Small t. First, understand that it is small t. Why? He wants others to benefit, not at the cost of him. He should also benefit. So whatever gets, he may not keep a major share, but he will distribute it equally, but he will not forget himself also. Okay. So is typically a small s, capital S, capital R and a small t. Kshatriya. Kshatriya, capital S, capital R, small t. Vaishya, small s, capital R, capital T. When you see these both, you will understand clearly how that guna difference is coming and karma difference is coming. Both Kshatriya and Vaishya may do a same job, but the sankalpa or what is there in the mind of a Kshatriya is whatever is the outcome should be equally distributed to everyone, and I am also okay with that. But don't forget me. Vaishya will say no, I should get maximum, बचेगा तो बाकी सबको पक्का मिलना चाहिए. Are you getting it? बाकी नहीं मिला तो भी चलेगा लेकिन मुझे मिलना चाहिए. Kshatriya will say नहीं, others also have to get, I have to also get. Are we able to see this capital S and capital T's game in Kshatriya and Vaishya? Okay. So Brahmana very clear, even if I don't get it's okay, others should benefit. And hence we will call him as capital S, small r, small t. Kshatriya, capital S, capital R, small t. Vaishya, small s, capital R, capital T. Shudra, small s, small r, capital T. Are we able to understand this definition of four people? How their nature would be, what type of work they will do. Isn't this an easy way to review yourself, what you are, and review others also, at least in the family? Not just because unless you analyze it, you will not know the difference. From that perspective, analysis is required. Not to change anyone. The change has to be only to self. Okay? Which means, if a person is tamasic, tamoguna pradhana, give him everything to do. तुम कुछ भी करो चलेगा, धार्मिक करो चलेगा, अधार्मिक करो चलेगा, कुछ तो करो, get up and do something. When the person does something, then it becomes easy to tell him that धार्मिक करो ना, अधार्मिक क्यों कर रहे हो? And he will do it because धार्मिक करेगा तो he has got double benefit of it. He gets the material benefit and he also gets the adrishta benefit. So the person will do it. Converting converting a tamoguna pradhana to a predominantly rajoguna tamoguna pradhana, which is Vaishya, you have to only bring and motivate that person for kamya karma. Are we able to get this? only when a person gets a habit of doing karma, then you can move that person slowly to Rajoguna Pradhana. Okay, to a Kshatriya type of a person where Dharmika karma is done. There also there is a lot of karma. Nitya Naimitika karma, Kamya karma is done, Kamya is reduced, Nitya Naimitika also increases, where the person believes that I need to distribute also as much as I give. Is it clear? So, from there when you go to a Brahmana, he will say, I will do karma, whatever benefit is there, let others take. Mainly I will prefer to do upasanas. Upasana pradhana sattva guna. Dharmika karma pradhana rajo kshatriya. Okay, dharmika adharmika or kamya karma pradhana vaishya. And may not be adharmika but very less dharmika also becomes shudra, because he needs someone to guide what he needs to do. He by himself will not do anything, he is a follower. Not necessarily he will be doing adharmika only, but he doesn't have dharma viveka. If one person doesn't have that ability to discriminate, how do you expect result to come and then do something? So he needs someone to teach, he needs someone to mentor, he needs someone hand holding, he needs someone to guide, and that will be one among the three who will guide that person, and that is why Shushrusha becomes his job. I mean, is that infrastructure and that breakup of guna karma becomes easy now? Based on the guna, that person's karma is there. Normally. Okay. Have you understood this aspect? At least nod your head. If it is clear, then we have to go for further jhamela in it. This is a very clean system. Correct? Now comes the problem. I do not know what is my nature. This is a very serious problem with many. I do not know my nature. Someone tells me that I am this. I have a scientific temperament, so I may be an engineer. Someone says that no, this person likes to check others, so he is a doctor. Someone says that no, he is very good in logic, so he may be a lawyer. Someone says no, he is good in finance, so he can go into commerce and chartered arts. There are so many ways, but this is all people telling. And we know there is an internal instinct which is always there, and many a times it doesn't get an opportunity to flourish. In such a case, where predominantly it is like this, now look at your own life. How many places you have decided? Many of these decisions you have not taken just because I was ignorant about that aspect at that time, or I was incapable to decide, for example, which school I would go when I am a child. Even if you know which school is good, you are incapable to take a decision. Parents will take your decision. Same way as we grow, including to most of the people, marriages are not their own decision. Parents decide, and then okay, chalega, theek hai, everything is that way, let's go ahead with that. Okay. Some people feel, and after marriage, they have a doubt. Some people believe that what has happened is correct and they continue. Some people keep crying over it and still continue. There are so many such variations which are possible, and these are very, very practically feasible in day-to-day life today. then in such a situation, what do we do? And that is why only by guna and karma it becomes very difficult. That is why this jati got introduced. Okay, there is something called jati which got introduced. Jati means where you are born. Janita jati. It becomes simple. If I am born and I am in a particular environment till I grow big and I understand and I am exposed to that environment, I am very clearly, I have seen ups and downs of that profession. I have seen what is good and bad of that profession, and then it is there in my blood right from childhood. Why? It can come from parents genetically, at the same time from environment right from childhood if you are there, and that's how it works. So, a goldsmith's child continue to be a goldsmith. A cobbler's child continue to be a cobbler. Correct? A priest child continues to be a priest. Okay? And this is called jati related vyavastha. So now we see guna related, jati related, karma related. Three ways to look at this varna system. And there is no way you can say this is correct and that is wrong and that is improper. No. In many things what we do, it can either be guna related, it can be karma related, it can be jati related, it can be a mix of many things. Okay. Now, this actually has one more dimension to it, which is the worst dimension. The Shastras talk about three dimensions. Guna related, one of the best. Karma related, accept that as Ishvara Prasada, still go ahead. Jati related, you are still in between these two where you have a fair idea and you will not be fish out of the water. There will be very few people who will change that particular profession in between, saying that no, I agree, I have been born to a parents who are doctors, but I don't want to be a doctor. I know for sure I don't want it, I don't like it. Fair enough. Because that person understands guna and karma, that is why the person is able to decide on it. Okay. All these three are acceptable by Shastra, and the Shastra expects stability and consistency by people whichever is adopted. If you are adopting guna related, be consistent in it. It will do right, because you will be doing swadharma only. Karma related, just be on that. Jati related, be on that, no problem. It will give you a gati will come. It will not leave adhogati, बीच में लटकेगा नहीं. But there is one more way which the Shastras say, and we all know it, which will only and only have, the end of it is going to be very bad, which is adhogati. Remuneration based karma. What am I going to get for it? Remuneration based karma, the moment you say, you have already killed the earlier three. Correct? If I am a karma, see, why I am saying now 4 aspects are there. Huh? Then comes the jugglery of today's world. First is guna based system, varna. Second one is karma based varna. third is jati based varna, and the fourth is result or remuneration based varna. You'll ask, what is this remuneration based varna? Everyone says that if you are a person who has done finance and in management, you will get a lot of money and success. That means the system expects you to be a Vaishya. In short, a Vaishya will get more money. I am a Guna Brahmana. Think about it. I am a Guna Brahmana. Okay. Jati Kshatriya. Guna Brahmana. Jati is not in my hand. Jati Kshatriya. Okay. And remuneration wise Vaishya. Doing karma of a Shudra. Think. Very prevalent today. Huh? Someone asked now, what is today's situation? This is today's situation. I am a person. Take an example. Take different people of different examples, automatically you will come to know. Okay. We don't have to actually 3-4 examples will make it very clear. First is take me. Guna wise, I like to learn, I like to teach. Predominantly will fit in Brahmana. Jati wise, born in Brahmana. Correct? What is my job? Vaishya. I am in sales. Correct? And if I jump jobs and move from here to banking or something, I am actually doing a Shudra job. Why I am jumping for remuneration? Huh? Even if I do that, will my guna change? Okay. If my guna does not change, will I be successful in the job what I am doing? Because my thought process will be Brahmana. And what is needed in that job is a Vaishya. Think. What is needed in the job is Vaishya. So I will be a mediocre only. Will I contribute to the society? No. Hence, to fulfill that, I start classes. Are you able to see this? We find out our own ways for the gunas to come out. Are we able to get this combinations? Because same person, when you look at it, will have various such combinations. Take a politician. The moment you say today's politician, will that person be Guna Brahmana? If he is a Guna Brahmana, by mistake also he will not come here. Or he should be like a Mahatma who has got nothing else but to come and clean up. Very few. Aam Janta ke liye it will not work. If he is a politician, he is a Kshatriya. Karma Kshatriya. Yes or no? Correct. What is his focus? To make maximum money in the minimum tenure. In that 5 years, I need to make maximum money. So his karma will be like what? He wants a Vaishya remuneration. For that, he will end up doing a Shudra job. think he will do everything adharmic to make money in that 5 years. By hook or crook. When you say hook or crook, dharma is gone off. Then the job is Shudra. Are we able to get this? Look at the strata of people. How many are really Guna Brahmana, doing Karma Brahmana, getting the remuneration like that, Brahmana only, and then giving more, and you can just in your fingertips you can count. That means the whole Vyavastha has got distorted. That is why I said Ashrama Vyavastha at least is still there. Varna Vyavastha has got completely gone off. Completely gone off. Are we able to understand this? Correct? If such a Vyavastha has gone off, what is the situation of the society? The society, a stable society, should have more or less a pyramid structure. Few Brahmanas, knowledge who are managing, more people protecting, bureaucracy, politicians, then many more business people, trades, and maximum paricharyatmaka, supportive functions. Very stable pyramid. That is with an assumption that a person of that particular guna is doing that karma. Now you will understand why jati was important. Because it ensured stability to a great extent. The proportions of cobbler versus a carpenter versus a person doing fishing versus a farmer versus a warrior versus a bhajji, that proportion in a society needs to be there. You can't distort that proportion. Today maximum Vaishyas, hardly Brahmana, hardly Kshatriyas. By karma and by guna, how many have that genuine wish to do something, to protect something? Hardly any. सब लोग बोलेगा छोड़ो ना यार, अपना अपना काम देख के जाओ. You see a small accident on the road, let's run away first. What guna is coming out at that time? Right? Very clearly, it is not befitting the guna what we actually have. And this is where we have something called as character versus personality. Mukhauta. I put a different face. But by putting a different face, will your guna change? Guna is so intrinsic of the person that will never change. And hence, the system very clearly says, if the society is capable of realigning itself based on guna, fantastic. If not, jati at least, then still there will be a stability. Otherwise, from the karma you go, but never through remuneration. Today, who is respected more? If two people are there, one who is three people are invited in a particular program. One person very knowledgeable in that society. Take a small society only, very knowledgeable. The second person, a politician in that society. Third person, a big saukar, Sethji in that society. Who will be respected in public in a big way? Although all the three may be sitting there in the same 100%, the Brahmana will never be respected. Because the value is not with Brahmana, the value is with Vaishya first, followed by Kshatriya. Either you should have money power, you can buy the Kshatriya. Otherwise, you should have that power of ruling. Are we getting it? So the value systems also of the whole society has changed because the demographic of the society has changed. What did Arjuna call this? Varna Sankaraha. He called it Varna Sankaraha in the first chapter. Exactly that is what it is. Varna Sankaraha. Added to this, we have couple of more, because see, we need to have what are we looking upon as the text which is going to be guiding principles of life. You need to embark on something, right? Something you need to have to, someone says, okay, my life is scientific, fair enough. You're completely submitted to science. Someone will say dharma, someone, what is it we are completely submitting to? And that becomes the torch bearer for the life. If the society does not see the same principles and values, it is going to be very difficult. If one says this is east, the other person will say it is west. Why? There is no uniform code. There is no uniformity at all. Correct? And that is where it has led to so many courts, so many, all those movements, that movement, this movement, unwantedly, which is actually creating more of a chaos in the society. Right? And further it leads to conversions also, which is very rampant. Because we are closing our eyes, we cannot say that is not happening. There's a lot of conversions and these things happening. Why? Every so-called Brahmana or people of Dharma are doing vyapara with it. They have become the biggest merchants to trade Dharma itself. Take it ours. You can call Muslims conversion, Christians conversion, everything is what? It's a trade finally. Why trade? Because I am not confident on my Swadharma. I feel bhayam on my Swadharma. Let me even try to change that to get some amount of stability. Think how deep this Varnashrama point is. That's the reason of a lot of things getting messed up today. Okay, hence we are only saying that the basic 4 pillars which makes a stable society. You know, a table needs all the 4 pillars, otherwise it will not be stable. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Quantity, quality. If quantity is low, quality is high. Thereby it is maintaining one. The other place, quantity is very high, quality is low. Still both are maintaining. And mutually respecting each other. It will be a perfectly stable system. In our organization, you have different functions. Each of the function is important. They are specialists in that area. They know what it is. And collectively the organization is protected. It grows. Everything happens. Imagine that a person from finance goes to R&D. From R&D person goes to, I don't know, legal. Just say anything. And this is what many companies believe. That everyone should be knowing everything. And that becomes a mess of everything. Avial, Undio, whatever name you want you give. Because it doesn't work that way. Our intrinsic requirements are different. In this, only if my requirement is fulfilled, I can contribute to the organization. I can contribute to the family, I can contribute to the society. At the cost of my internal requirement, my contribution will always be mediocre or low. It can never come up. And my contribution can never be compared with what remuneration you give me. If you are going to touch the thing which I can contribute, I am not bothered about your remuneration, because I will excel in it. Remuneration becomes secondary, it will just come to me. I don't have to go behind it, because I am excellent in what I am doing. There will be many takers for it. This is what is that system of Varna and Ashrama very beautifully which has been defined, and it is there in every society. Can you say there is no society where nothing of this is there? Including if you look at your Marxism and all, they will say people will be of different income group, but let us distribute the available money equally so that we don't have disparity. So they also agree that people will be different. They decide to distribute the money only. So in principle, we cannot change that individual unit called a human being in a society. The moment we change that and we become, remuneration is important, we have completely, because more money, more status, more respect, it's gone. Everything is gone. Are we able to get this? Okay, this topic is a very important topic, and if people understand it, it is not going to change majorly what we are doing, but we will think. We will think 2 times. With what we are doing without a thought, we will surely think, what is my nature? Am I more predominantly Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? What is my responsibility in the family and the society? What opportunities it gives me? Is that Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? If they don't match, how can I find out a better match within that system without breaking the system? And that will give my inner peace. The moment I start getting inner peace, I will be stable in whichever system you are putting. That stress is mainly coming because my needs are not getting fulfilled by the system. That is stress. That's why I do more. Hopefully that the system will give me what I want. But there is no end to it, because the system is now continuously changing its demand. Believe me, organizations have changed their demand again and again. Today you have 4 goal sheets in a year. Today objective, strategy, everything keeps changing. It's like you change clothes. What do? You will never get fulfilled. Which means what? You have to only value that system that much, which is just going to give you bread and butter. Leave it there. Leave it there. Don't think more about it. Or if you are in a perfectly right way and you feel everything is good and you are able to contribute, excel in that. But each person has to review it. We have to review it. We have to understand in which situation we are. That understanding itself is a very big stress buster. It will not allow you to take stress, because you have said enough is enough. I am not going to run because the situation is asking me to run. I will run when I want to run. That is going by guna and not going by the last one. Is it clear? Are we clear? Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. So if a system is there, let it be our body, let it be a society, let it be anything. These 4 minimum requirements will be there. It will exist. You may give whatever names you want, and things will align to it. Our heart never does the work of the brain. Our stomach never does the work of the kidney. They all do their job. They don't say this job is better. Oh, let me do 1 दिन का CM. stomach, then one day let our Ghutna take the job of the brain. What will happen? किधर आया, घुटने पे आया बोलेंगे और कुछ नहीं है. It will not work. So each one needs to do their job. They need to be stable there. The whole system is stable. If everyone is destabilized, the system is destabilized, which we are able to see it today, which we are experiencing it today. And if you think about it, you will say, if today we are facing this, 2 generations before when my grandparents were there, it was not so bad. Today I have already faced so much. What is going to happen when I become the grandmother and 2 grandchildren or 2 more generations go? What will it be? Allah जाने क्या होगा? We don't know. Seriously, we don't know. Probably good sense will prevail and they will say, no, this is not a sustainable way to live. We need to have a better and a sustainable way to live. Obviously, some of this dharma will come back. Today is complete adharma gone. And because it is adharma, you cannot expect dharmic to become adharmic. In every adharmic place also there will be few dharmic people. In every dharmic place also you will have few adharmic people. It's only the problem when the ratio interchanges. In dharmic place you have many adharmic people. That is what happened to our temples. Correct? So this Varna Sankaraha, distortion of the society, it is inevitable. And once such a thing happens, yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. I can come in any form. It can be tsunami, it can be COVID, it can be whichever way. Modi or an Ambani, you give any name, doesn't matter. Some change will happen by which things will realign itself to some way. Correct? This is imminent. Very, very clearly we can see it. And hence, we need to be with our guna and our karma. Don't try to leave your swadharma. You will never leave it if you understand your guna. If I am a guna brahmana, I will continue to be karma brahmana. I don't have to leave it, and that becomes my swadharma because I am stable in it. If I am a guna vaishya, right now I shouldn't leave, but I should work towards becoming a guna kshatriya, guna brahmana, and that's a slow transformation process which is based on my will, and I am not pushed down to it. No system is pushing. Okay, one day not getting food and one day having Ekadashi, these two are different. End result is the same, no food. But the mental trauma is different. So slowly your Shudra should go to Vaishya, should go to Kshatriya, should go to Brahmana very slowly and no sudden change. It is not workable. It takes time. That inner re-engineering will take time. Is it clear? That is how we can go rather than not knowing anything. कुछ ना कुछ कर रहे, वो भेड़ बकरी जैसा सुबह उठा 7:30 बजे निकल गए, शाम को आगे सो गए, भेड़ बकरी है और कुछ नहीं है. Not even knowing what we are doing, why we are doing, what the society is all about, what is. And one day everyone will say, oh very good, very nice person. Oh, suddenly they will say, oh very sorry, this person died. And now the WhatsApp is there, RIP, over. Everyone have forgotten. Nothing left. Huh? Everything is RIP, na? Over. Tack. After that everyone are resting in peace. It is not for that person. Please let me rest in peace, you go. That is what it means. Anyway, ठीक है. So now comes the second part. The whole shloka of this the first portion is not important, for which we spent 3 classes. Because we have to use this to make everyone understand our Varnashrama system. Only by appreciating the Varnashrama system, which is as per the Vedic time, or at least as per the Mahabharata time, you will appreciate why these logics are there, and you will see how you can make it useful even today. Right? But the first line is not very important. Why I am saying is, the second line very clearly, Tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. What is the previous shloka? Kangshantah karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devatah kshipram himanushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. What is the previous shloka? Ye yatha mam prapadyante tans tathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. What is the previous sentence? Vita raga bhaya krodha okay. Manmaya mamupashritaah bahavo jnana tapasa uta madbhava magataah. Go to the previous. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti sorjuna. This is the shloka which will connect to Chaturvarnya. Oh my God. How? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatvatah yaha mama janma karma vetti. One who understands why did I take this janma and what karma I did in this avatar. For that person, tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti na eti mam eti Arjuna. He will only reach to me. For him there is no punarjanma. That means for him moksha is there. Did we understand this? And this shloka we connected to second chapter. Understanding Bhagavan's true nature of avatara equal to understanding me myself. Second chapter, 63rd shloka. You wrote an equation many weeks back, comparing these two shlokas. Is it clear? याद नहीं आ रहा है तो ढूंढो. Second chapter. Sudha also mentioned which is that shloka that time. Now she is searching. Shloka 55. Okay, 55. What is the 55th shloka? Second chapter, 55th shloka. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha. That is what? Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. For that person, Stita pratyaha. So for that person, na punarjanmaha. That is mokshaha. Same way, one who understands my true nature, for that person also mokshaha. That means Stita pratya is one who has understood my true nature. That means who has understood that there is no difference between me and Ishvara. Clear? Then he says, Vitaraga bhayakrotaha manmaya mamupashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhava magata. He has already come to different types of people. Some people pray to me. Some people go by their ragadvesha. Then he says, Ye yata mam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamyam. Whatever you ask, I will give it to you. Okay. If you ask, Dhanyam dhanam pashum bahuputra labham, I will give you. If you say, Tyage naike namratattvama nashuhu tathastu. Pravritti or nivritti marga, you decide, you will get it. Okay. He's talking about people now. Then he said, Kankshantah karmana siddhim yajanta iha devata. So, first, Jnani. Then, Nitya Vastu Viveki. Nitya Vastu Viveki, Anitya Vastu Viveki. Are you able to get this? Are you with me? 9th shloka, Jnani Ajnani. 10th shloka, Nitya Vastu Viveki. 11th shloka, Dharma Viveki. Okay. In Dharma Viveka, Kamya Nishkama Karma. 12th. Okay. For all these people, in the 13th, I made an infrastructure. Are you able to get this logic now? Someone is lost. Shama lost. Clear?
Can you explain this? 2.9 is
Janma karma cha me divyam. Wait, be on mute. Janma karma cha me divyam tyaktva deham punarjanma. Which says that one who understands this, that means Jnani Ajnani Viveka. Okay. Vitaraga Bhayakroda Bahavo Jnana Tapasa. Nitya Vastu Viveka. Then, Ye Yatha Mam Prapadyante Tans Tataiva Bhajamyaham. Dharma Viveka. If you ask for adharma, I will give you adharma phalam. If you ask for dharma, I will give you dharmik. Both I will give you. Kankshantah karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devata. People do not want any of this nitya phalam. They want anitya phalam only, dharmik phalam only. They want more dhanyam, dhanam, pashum only. They want iha, amutra, sukha, bhoga, everything they want, and I give them. And to give them, I gave them an infrastructure. See, if only jnanam was there in our shastra, was there an infrastructure required? If our shastra was only jnanam, was varna and ashrama anywhere required? Not at all required, right? So varna and ashrama is for pravritti people. If everyone are jnanis, you don't need varna and ashrama. Redundant. Okay. So I gave it for ajnanis so that it was like that snake and ladder, you can climb and go to jnanam, which is 100. Are you able to get this? Then he says, coming back to the same point as 9, okay, I gave everything. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. But understand one thing, I don't participate in that. I am the light which gives the brightness to tell you what has happened there, but I don't take part in any of the incidents which is happening if light is there or not there. If light is there, light only shows you what is happening, but light never participates in any of the situation. Is it correct? Same way, I gave a system for everyone to play around it, run with it, work with it, but I am never a part of that system. Mama chaturvarnyam maya system guna karma vibhagashaha. First line very clear. He says, Tasya kartaram api, although I am the creator of it, vidhi, tvam vidhi. You please understand. Aham akartaram avyayam. I am neither the doer nor the one who can vanish like this. That means I am Natu Brahma, Natu Shiva. Aham Vishnu. who is holding that system. I created it, left it. I am not just going to go off. I am going to hold it. Why? Then only paritranaya sadhunam will continue. Okay, as though being present in the system, but in reality not being present. That means what? I do all the karma without any attachment. Why? I don't need to gain anything. He has already told that, na? By doing it, I have nothing to gain. By not doing it, I have got nothing to lose. I still do it. Why? That is my job. That is my job. Being in the system, I will continue to do it, but I don't consider me to be a part of that system. No. Important message for who you know. भगवान 1 किलो पेड़ा दे दूंगा, मुझे ये करा के देना. I made the system, I made the examination, but I don't participate neither in the examination nor in the result. समझ में आ रहा है? I never participate in it. Why? Aham atma gudakeshaha. I don't need to participate. But everyone believes that I am a very active participant in it. That is their ignorance. I can't do anything. That is their ignorance. Is it coming out clear? Are we able to get this connection across these beautifully, very nicely gone through? And Varnashrama very clearly told. Of course, Arjuna knows the Varnashrama because he himself has talked about Varna Sankara and all, so he does not explain. But our Arjunas here need this explanation because you have to understand what is Varnashrama. Even if you don't understand moksha, it is okay. Varnashrama is practically used, so you need to understand it and you have to be guna brahmana as far as possible. Karma brahmana as far as possible. Is it clear? Okay. Obviously, the next line comes from a confirmation on that. Namang karmani limpanti name karma phale sprihaha iti mam yobhijanati karma bhir nasa badhyate. Such a beautiful, after telling kartaram api parantu aham akartaram avyayam tvam vidhi. You better understand that clearly. If he says I didn't understand, he will say come back to second chapter. 1 to 30 shloka, I have told only that. That is my main theme of Bhagavad Gita. And if you say I didn't understand, the problem ho jayega. So Arjuna cannot say that. To confirm it, he gives the next shloka. Namam karmani limpanti. Na mam karmani limpanti. Na me karma phale sprihaha. Iti mam yaha abhijanati karma bihi na saha badhyate. Naha saha badhyate. Na karma bihi na sabadhyate. Not naha. Naha is wrong. Na. Want me to tell again? Na mam karmani limpanti na me karma phale spriha iti mam yaha abhijanati karma bihi na saha badhyate. What will be the Anvaya? Hey Arjuna, Tvam Viddhi. I will take from previous line only. Then you will understand. Hey Arjuna, Tvam Viddhi. तस्य कर्तारं माम अपि न तु कर्तारम् इति अकर्तारं च अव्ययम् इति त्वं विद्धि च मां कर्माणि न लिम्पन्ति मे कर्मफले न स्पृहा इति त्वं विद्धि to iti is he is actually telling Arjuna iti यह माम अभिजानाति सह कर्मभिः न बध्यते. Is it going very tough? Huh? I will tell again. Now you have to give more attention, you will understand it. It is very simple, and if you are with me, you will get it. I will anyway explain, but understanding it from the words which he has given is so beautiful that any explanation cannot be equal to what is said here. Hey Arjuna, Tvam Viddhi. यद्यपि तस्य कर्तारम अपि माम तथापि अहम अकर्तारम अव्ययम्. माम कर्माणि न लिम्पन्ति मे कर्मफले न स्पृहा इति. Inverted commas over. एतत् सत्यं यः अभिजानाति सः कर्मभिः न बध्यते. Is it clear? If it is not clear, listen to the explanation. I enjoyed telling it 2 times. Take from the 13th shloka again. Hey Arjuna, Tvam Viddhi. Why I am saying Tvam Viddhi? Dvitiya Ekavachana it is. Sorry, Madhyama Purusha Ekavachana it is, not Dvitiya. Sorry, Madhyama Purusha Ekavachana. Tvam Viddhi, Lot. You may please understand this very clearly. The tone is that way. Arjuna, you may understand this very clearly. Not please understand. You may understand this very clearly. What? Tasya kartaram api mam, although I am the creator of this system, what? Chaturvarnyam maya system, although I am the creator of it, you please be very clear. You understand it clear. What? Aham akartaram. Okay. Aham avyayam. I am not attached to it, and I will not go away from it also. I will not disappear off. That means that system will be protected by me by all means without getting into the system. You may see I am a part of the system. It is like the lotus in the keychain. I will still work and I will not get any impact. Why? He confirms. Mam karmani na limpanti. Okay. What is limpanti? Stick. This karma, what I am doing in this vyavastha, I will never get stuck by it. That karma will never stick me. That means I am doing this karma unattached. I said like the light. Okay. Like the light and like the space. They all are a witness to everything, but they don't get attached to anything. Good things happen, bad things happen, everything happen. They bless. And that is where everyone else can see that manifestation. Experience that manifestation. But they themselves are not bound by it. Even if those things don't happen, the space remains there only, the light remains there only. If everything happens also, the light remains there only, space remains there only. They are only blessing it. Like that, Ishvara is blessing it, although he is Kartaram, but he is Akartaram. Okay. Then he says, Tatra Karmani, what I am doing, may na limpanti, because he is talking about, he is referring to Avatara. In Avatara, he is going to do karma. Karmani na limpanti, it doesn't affect me at all. If I tell abandon Sita, okay, let Sita go, tathastu, no problem to me. Are we able to get this? It doesn't impact me. Why? I am beyond all that. Aham jnani. Okay. Name karma phale sprihaha. The results of the karma do not impact me. I neither get dejected nor I get happy based on the karma phala which is happening there. But I still do the karma. Okay. This is what is making every natural law to work the way it should work. Whose job it is? Whatever we say, this is a natural phenomenon, it's a natural law, it is nature. Very easy to say. Who makes that work like that? Who needs to make it work? Are without an intelligent, sentient thing, will a law run that way? You just look at your signal system, protect any of your police system. Does it work that way? Unless someone really manages, maintains it. How does every law run that way? Bhishasmad vatah pavate bhishodeti suryah bhishasmad agnischendrascha mrityurdhavati panchama iti. Bhisha means fear. Fearing to that Ishvara, the wind is blowing. Fearing to that Ishvara, the sun is rising and setting. That means there is some governor of this law who is not a part of the law, protecting the law, maintaining the law, upholding the law, enhancing the law, but not a part of the law. Anything happening in the system, that person is not going to get impacted. Namam karmani limpanti. He is a person who knows how to nicely apply properly the oil and cut the jackfruit. He is part in cutting the jackfruit, but it will never stick to him. Namam karmani limpanti. And he does the karma. By doing the karma, is he expecting anything in karma phala? Name karma phale spriha. I am neither happy with the karma phala, nor I am dejected with the karma phala. I continue to do the karma. Being in the system, if your washing machine is working, it is working because of electricity. If the washing machine conks off, the electricity will not cry. If the washing machine works very well, still the electricity will not be happy. But without the electricity, washing machine cannot work. Are we able to understand? Namah karmani limpanti name karma phale spriha. Karta dharta sab kuch main hu, but you can't bind me with it. Iti mam yo yaha abhijanati iti, the one who understands this clear nature of mine and acts in the world outside, to that person karma bihi kadapi na badhyati, will never bind him. Why? He has understood my true nature and he is working like me. That person also will not be bound. Without understanding, if you work, mahabaddaha, With understanding, if you work, Mahamuktaha. Simple. All these are an answer for what you know. That Arjuna asked, Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivasvata, kathame tadvijanitam, pramato tvamado proktavaniti. How are you telling? So he is giving all these examples that he was there before the sun also. It was Kurukshetra, so he said this. If it was an ashrama where Arjuna would have ran and gone, and if Krishna was the acharya there, he would not have taught like this. He would have taught what? Tasmadva etasmad atmana akashas sambhutaha. He would have started Upanishad. Why? Eligible student has come. Akashad vayuhu. Same principle he would give. Are you able to get this? So he has not told anything different from the Vedas. Exactly the same thing, he is bringing it and putting it in a way which Arjuna will understand now. And through Arjuna we will understand it now. If I say from Atma only everything comes, you will see here and there, where is this Atma? But if you say that electricity makes the washing machine or the fan work, it is the one which can fuse out this fan also. Even it fuses out the fan, the electricity continues to be there. You will change the fan. So that Tattva remains that way. And I am that Tattva in Saguna Rupa. You call me Avatara, Nirguna Aham Chaitanya. Are we able to get this clearly? Iti mam yo bhijanati karma bhirna sabadhyate. Logically, the next line he says, Evam nyatva kritam karma. Knowing this clearly, do your actions. Why? Buddhu, don't run. Running is not an option for you. Why? You are a Kshatriya. You have been making that arrow sharper and sharper, and every day writing the name of Duryodhana and the Dushasana on it. And today, when you get a chance, you are looking at Bhishma and Drona and saying, I want to run away and become a sannyasi. One is, it is neither your guna, you are neither a guna brahmana, nor a karma brahmana, nor a jati brahmana. If you do that, then you had it. Why? Karma bhihi badhyati evam nyatva. It will just go. It is another 440 watts current which will hit you. उधर जाने के बाद मालूम पड़ेगा फंस गया है. So don't do that. I am your friend. This is how I created the system. You are in the right place to do the right job. That is why right situation I bought. Like a good person, go and fight. Don't come and cry that he is my Bhishma and he is my Drona. They are already killed by me when they were born. Nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Accept that and go. Why? I have to take care of this whole system, and you are one pawn in which I am playing with you. Okay. So at one point of time will also come, and at the other point of time you have to say that no, it is fate. Both have to be accepted. The problem is when will has to be accepted, you go to fate, then it becomes fatal. When fate has to be accepted, you fight with the will. That means you will die by fighting, and others will only just say, poor person, he fought till the end but could not be successful. Both are stupidity. We have to understand where will works, do the best, and where fate works, submit and accept as Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. And this is what he says, go and fight. After that, Drona dying, Bhishma dying, is Srishti Niyama. Accept it and go ahead. Okay. Swadharma, don't break your Swadharma. be with it, then only you are a Jati Kshatriya, Guna Kshatriya, Karma Kshatriya, and your benefit and your growth will be there only if you are a Kshatriya. Don't go to sannyasa because you are neither a Brahmana nor you have moved out of Grihastha. Both the ways you have not gone ahead to become a sannyasa. Don't do that. It won't work. And that is why even now in good proper mathas, if someone comes that I want to take sannyasa, they will say, you stay here as much as you want. If you want, you bring your family and also stay. Do some work, learn something, be there. After 6 months, we will see. Listening that itself, this person will go away. Right? After 6 months, what? That means I am not going to get here. Why should I come and stay here? I am much better off staying in my house with the comfort. Tathastu. Thank you to the sannyasa dharma. Thank you to grihastha dharma. That is the right thing. If the person wanted sannyasa, he would have very well accepted and learned how to obey the guru. That means he didn't want sannyasa. It was escapism. That doesn't work. Same thing true for committing suicide. Suicide will never help any situation. Why? After that you have to exhaust it again. Along with one more papam of suicide. As much as getting the life is not in your hand, is prarabdha, taking the life is also not in your hand. Hence, taking life is considered to be a papam, and you will have to get the papa karma phala for it. Not only by law, suicide is a wrong act, even by dharma shastra, suicide is a wrong act. Clear? Running away is a wrong act. It doesn't work. Stand there. That is why he says, even if you have to die, by so-called inferior swadharma, it is better than going to something which you believe as superior dharma. Because there is nothing called superior and inferior. I have created all the four which have got specific purpose, which is going to help you to grow. The moment you take that very positively, it is for my growth, the outlook has changed. The moment you say, oh my God, ye bhi karo, wo bhi karo, aisa bhi karo, my God, kya hai? Rather than that, if you just say, wow, what an opportunity to get more shama, dama, uparama, titiksha, shraddha, samadhana, the view has completely changed. Are we able to get this? Okay. So, namam karmani limpanti evam nyatva is what 15th shloka we will start in the next class. Evam nyatva kritam karma we will start now. Okay. Om purnamadav purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Okay, one announcement. In the evening class at 8 o'clock, mostly today or maybe next Sunday, we will be completing the summary of Bhagavad Gita, and then we are going to start Bhaja Govinda. So anyone who wants to join that class, evening 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, Bhaja Govindam, you can join. You can also share it with other friends or anyone. Even new people can join it because that's a very simple text. It can be a very nice way to introduce them to Vedanta. So anyone can join that, except that, yeah, they need to be consistent, continuously coming for a time and be mute. Okay? Right? Are you? हरि ओम धन्यवाद. Hari Om, Hari Om.